Hi friends, my name is Chaitanya Patke and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to analyze a chaotic, a dramatic fifth days play at the first test at the Higley Oval. I beg your pardon, of the first test between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. Once again, a historic victory for New Zealand achieved on the last ball of the day. Quite dramatic. New Zealand team has this tendency to win on the last ball. We saw a couple of weeks ago against England as well, and now both test matches are equally exciting, thrilling, and spare of thought for Sri Lanka. They fought absolutely well and played their part to the hilt in this test match. But this victory belongs to one and only one man, despite the fact Daryl Mitchell also played out of his skin. But I will crown Kane Williamson as the king of this game. 121 not out of 194 deliveries, and the dive, and to have the presence of mind despite facing 194 deliveries to dive at the last stage. It takes years and years of experience, and that dive ultimately made the difference between New Zealand winning the draw, winning the match, and only third ever historic tied test in the history of test cricket. So I'm very excited and very thrilled. And one question comes to my mind, that why can't pitches in India be like New Zealand? They are of the extreme. Either at Indore, it turns a lot from the first over of the day itself, or at the Narendra Modi Stadium, where the spinners have unfortunately not been able to extract enough purchase from the wicket, and the match is heading towards a dull draw, with all respect to both the batsmen and their brilliance involved, both Indian and Australian batsmen. But nonetheless, Sri Lanka it's now out of the race of the World Test Championship final, and as a consequence of this result, both India and Australia will play the match at the Oval on June 7 to June 11. The second time that India has consecutively qualified for the final of the World Test Championship. As we know that Sri Lanka needed to win 2-0, but they played their part, as I said few moments ago, and this is perhaps one of the greatest test matches of all time. And Kane Williamson has also played one of the greatest innings ever in the history of test cricket. He made a century against England in the third innings, after being enforced the follow on to New Zealand by England. But this innings, I think, is one of the best of his career, and he has showed that why is one of the best players in the world and currently a member of the Fab Four. What is astounding is that the first session was entirely washed out due to rain. We actually lost 37 overs. The umpires and the match referee took a decision. The lunch was taken early as a consequence, and the tea break was completely let go of. And the Sri Lankan bowlers bowled consecutively in the middle session and the final session, 53 overs. And the last ball of the 53rd overs, we got a result. Tom Latham scored 24 of 80 deliveries. He was LBW by Prabhat Jayasuriya. Devon Conway, as I said in my previous video, he was caught and bowled by Kasun Rajitha. Kane Williamson, 121 of 194 deliveries, initially took his time, but once again, when he was set, the back foot punch came out to the fore. The cover drives, the flicks of the pads. Yes, he just first of all made sure that New Zealand didn't win the game, and after that, his counter attack with Daryl Mitchell is of particular significance. Henry Nichols couldn't trouble the scorers much. He was eventually undone by Prabhat Jayasuriya as well. Kushal Mendis taking a simple catch, 20 of 24 deliveries. Daryl Mitchell, I think, started the counter attack, and once he was in his rhythm, it looked that New Zealand have a chance of an improbable victory, which they did. 81 of 86 deliveries, 3 boundaries, and 4 massive sixes. He was undone by Asita Fernando delivery, but not before playing the best innings of his Test career. I know he made 100 against New Zealand, against England in England last year, but the significance of this innings is way more important. Tom Blundell unfortunately couldn't trouble the scorers much. He was eventually undone by Fernando as well, 3 of 5 deliveries. Michael Bracewell also scored 10 runs. A great day for Asita Fernando, but actually he will be gutted that he didn't end up on the winning side. 3 wickets for him. Lahiru Kumara was Lahiru Kumara took the wicket of Team Southie for just one. Dhananjay De Silva taking a simple catch. Matt Henry was run out from Kasun Rajita for attempting a second run, but it is quite common that bowlers sacrifice their wicket because New Zealand were so close. Neil Wagner bravely came out to the bat despite being taking no further part in the bowling of the second innings of Sri Lanka, and he just ran that. Final run. He didn't face a delivery. He was not out on zero with Williamson, and it was as dramatic as it got. The final delivery actually it went to the keeper. The keeper threw it to the fast bowler, and the bowler just hit the stumps. And Sri Lanka thought that they had tied the test match, but the desperate dive that Ken Williamson put in saved the day for New Zealand, and eventually it knocked Sri Lanka out of the WTC final, and it helped India as well. The test match between India and Australia is going on. Actually, Virat Kohli told Shrikar Bharat what has happened. So quite a monumental test. These 16 extras were considered by the Sri Lankan bowlers. Coming to the analysis of the Sri Lankan fast bowlers, Kasun Rajita 17 overs, 5 maiden, 60 runs, 1 wicket, expensive 3.53. He got the wicket yesterday of Devon Conway. Asita Fernando in 19 overs bowled 4 maidens, 63 runs, 3 wickets. He wiped out the New Zealand middle order and gave Sri Lanka a sniff of victory. Prabhat Jayasuriya was very expensive because even though that he is a spinner, he should have played a containing role, but unfortunately Darrell Mitchell and Kane Williamson both were very comfortable against him, so he has to work hard on that aspect. 19 overs, 1 maidens, 92 runs, 2 wickets, 4.84. And Lahiru Kumara, towards the latter stages of the innings, he was very effective. He was bowling Yorkers quite well. Yes, bowling at 145 plus, even though his efforts were not enough, unfortunately, from the Sri Lankan perspective. 15 overs, 3 maidens, 61 runs, 1 wicket at an economy rate of 4.07. So, all in all, a very engrossing, enticing, and one of the greatest test matches of all time. Sri Lanka need not to be disheartened by their performance. They played their part, but the main difference between the two sides was the approach and how Kane Williamson played. It once again showed that you never write off class players. We have to remember that last year IPLs and last year international performance also of Williamson were not up to the standards that or benchmark that he eventually sets for himself. He was let go of Sunrise. He was let go by Sunrisers Hyderabad as well for 2023 IPL, and the elbow injury persisted. Also played a havoc. He missed a lot of games for New Zealand, and he didn't show his true potential in the first Test match against England. So a lot of people were writing him off. But 2 consecutive centuries, first against England, now against Sri Lanka, has once again propelled him to the pantheon of great batsmen in world cricket right now. So happy for Williamson, and he was deservedly announced as the deservedly announced, I beg your pardon for that word, I'm too excited to say, man of the match for his brilliant performance. So all in all, one of the greatest tests of all time, as I said, and the value got the pure money, pure value for their money, and that's the beauty of test cricket. You never know that when you can win it, so keep fighting till the end, and miracles do happen, and 2 miracles happened within a span of 2 weeks for New Zealand, first against England and now against Sri Lanka. I'm very confused about which victory ranks higher in my opinion, but one constant is there, and that is Kane Williamson. So take a bow, Kane, and thank you once again that you enabled India to qualify for the WTC final. Though I'm feeling very sad for Sri Lankan fans, but although they will have the chance to reach the final in the next cycle of WTC final, and second test is there, and I'm sure plenty of positives for Sri Lanka to take from the first test as well. The magnificent return to form of Angelo Matthews, excellent bowling for Ashita Fernando in the fourth innings of the game. Kushal Mendis also performed brilliantly well in the first innings, although he was very unlucky not to get 100. We saw the glimpses of his true potential. Dimuth Karunaratne also fighting it out for a well-deserved 50 in the first innings. So there are a lot of positives for Sri Lanka as well. So they will be looking to bounce back in the next game. So how did you like my analysis of this brilliant game? Please tell me in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon for further notifications. We'll meet in the next video. Till then everyone, bye, and once again humbly requesting to you all, please subscribe.